for any type of war. He was stating that that's false because he has family members that told him different. So I countered with, well, have you served? Guys, welcome back to our podcast, Millennial Mind. We have been gone for a little while, 3 weeks. Was it 3 weeks? I think it's 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I've been swamped with work, I haven't been able to get Ron back on here because I've been so busy with everything. It's that time of
busy time of year.
That time of year, I got weddings, quinceañeras, everything to film, etc., etc. So finally made some time during the day to get the podcast done. And I know you have some segments you want to get to, but the first thing I want to get to was the last video that we made.
Oh, yeah.
That went hella viral. It went hella viral on TikTok. I had so many comments. Okay. And that's what I want to address first. So first segment of the day is we're going to address the video that I had posted was called pretty much about the people that voted for Biden. What I said that idiots that voted for Biden. That's what I said. I know I said that. A lot of people didn't. Actually, a lot of
zombies.
Well, a lot of people didn't even get mad that I said idiots about voted for Biden. They tried to like more block me on. They didn't know I was talking about with being drafted. So that's what I want to press on right here. Okay. So I had this one guy comment, and he went on and on and on about. He has 100 family members that served in the military and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. And he's not going to get drafted. I said, dude, look. And he was like, well, you're going to go first before me. I said, man, I told him, I said, listen, I said, I am medically retired out of the Marine Corps when I got hurt with nerve damage. I said, there's no, on my DD-214, it states that I cannot be drafted nor called back in an X amount of time for any type of war. He was stating that that's false because he has family members that told him different. So I countered with, well, have you served?
Well, the family members are experts, you know. They're the ones that know everything.
For sure. So I asked him, I messaged him or on comment. I said, well, did you serve for, 3-4 years, whatever, and, so you can kind of talk to me about this. And he pretty much was like dodging. Every time I asked him that question, he dodged it. And eventually it got to the point where I said, man, this literally, you are saying, it's like arguing with a 12-year-old. He pretty much was saying, I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? Like, that's literally how that comment section went. I was trying to ask him specifically, who are you? Did you serve? If you did, what years? What was your MOS? When was your EAS? And I started saying these things because only military people that have served know those acronyms.
Right.
He didn't say anything. He just hold on. I actually have it right here. So I definitely want to.
And shout outs to you if you're the guy that wrote the post. So hi, thank you for giving us something to talk about.
Yeah.
How much of an idiot you are.
Yeah, big time. And that's what that's what that post was about, bro. Idiots. That's what that post was about. Was they don't understand when you were 18, 19 years old back in 2020 and you voted for Biden. Now you're 24, 25-ish, 23, whatever. You guys are going to get called first in the if they draft. And also, again, let me reiterate. I said in the video, I said that is what I heard, and I never confirmed it. A lot of people are like, it's not going to. Well, no, duh. I didn't say it was going to happen. I said this is what I've heard, and a lot of other people and other famous podcasters heard the exact same thing. That the government, or who was it, that Ukraine was talking to Biden to start the draft if needed, if necessary. So that's what that video was about, guys. Stop coming at me with all that. You don't know yet. That's what that video was about, okay? That's what it was about. It was about, we heard about it. We saw it. I read it, and then I did some investigation into it. Then Tim Pool talked about it. It's on him. So go over there and blow his podcast up, his live, saying he's an idiot because he talked about it too. And
I do think it's interesting, though, that Trump was supposed to be the warmonger and he was going to throw missiles at Russia and stuff like that. He got us out of war. It's the Democrats that the brain dead dude in the office right now. And we'll talk more about him.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I want to find this dude's comments. I wonder if he I think he deleted his comments because it was the first one.
Huh.
I think he did. Hold on. Because it was about 12 comments. Let me go to the very bottom. Because I'm searching for it because I want to find this dude.
One thing I've noticed that my liberal friends do when you're arguing with them is they'll start these straw dog arguments that have nothing to do with what you're talking about, and you make a good point, and they'll say, "Well, Trump did." It's like, we're not talking about Trump. We're talking about the draft,
right?
Or it's just it's trying to distract you because you're making too many good points.
And I think he did. He deleted his comment, which will delete the entire.
He sounded toxic anyway.
Yeah, no, it was funny, man. The dude just he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Because I kept asking him, like, well, bro, did you serve? Like, if you served, then we can have a back-to-back argument or whatever, and a good conversation. Dude said he never served, and then I said, yeah, it's like arguing with a 12. He deleted it.
Well, the closest I got to serving, I was in the Corps of Cadets at A&M, and I took my physical to be a pilot, and I failed the physical because I was too tall to fly anything, even the Warthog, which was my favorite plane.
Oh, wow. So you didn't fail because of that? You failed because of your height?
Because my height. They said I was too tall to fly anything. So.
Oh, geez.
But that's okay, I needed to get out of the Corps anyway because my grades were suffering, and as soon as I got out, my GPA went up a whole point average. It's like boom, from 2 to 3. Yeah, I was sort of an average student, but I got my degree. So
no, that's always a good thing too. As long as you got your degree,
Now my dad served. My dad went to Vietnam.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Air Force officer.
Yeah. Okay. So next segment, what do you want?
Well,
I know you had
the
something.
big things that are happening right now is the indictment of Hunter and the impeachment inquiry on Joe. So, which one do you want to cover first?
Well, I'd like to. Well, okay. We'll start with the inquiry. Now, this is what I have a problem with. The Republicans never go full force the way the Democrats do. And that's a problem that I have, meaning when they did that to Trump, they went straight for impeachment, right? Like straight there. There was no, well,
all the Democrats and half the Republicans.
That's right. And now that with no evidence, right? That just
it's a phone call.
Hearsay. Well, it was hearsay. But there's literally evidence, of all this stuff that Joe has done in vice presidency, taking the documents.
There's no evidence of direct involvement. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
there is. And then
it was Russian disinformation. The whole laptop wasn't real. It was Russian and Trump did it. It's like, there's pictures,
Yeah. Not only
videos.
that, and then people are wondering how come. This is common sense, bro. This is so common sense. They're like, why do we keep sending money to Ukraine? You want to know why? Because they have so much shit on Biden. It's called blackmail.
Exactly.
All Ukraine has to do is say, oh, Biden, beep, 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 we need more money. And he has to jump. You want to know why? Because if he doesn't, what's going to happen to him? They're going to spew out, we have all this charisma, everything on you. You're going to keep giving us money. And If not, then we're gonna, leak something about, what your deals were or anything like that. It's common sense, bro. It's common sense, and people don't understand that.
Well, I'm kind of frustrated with the whole thing because number one, yes, he does need to be impeached. It should have been done 2 years ago, but more than that, he should be on trial for sedition for being a traitor to the United States. I mean, he was trading influence from his office as vice president to the Chinese and to Ukraine and to, wherever he could make tons and tons of dollars. So he's a traitor to the U.S., So number two,
firing squad.
Yeah. But number two, it's not going anywhere. Because if the Senate does actually manage to impeach him, the Senate's sure not going to do anything because that's all Democrat. And it's just going to die in the water. And number three, if they did manage to actually kick him out of office, we end up with Giggle Queen as president, which I guess would be slightly better than Biden. But
remember that segment when you're like, I'm not calling Kamala Harris an ape, or what'd you say? We were talking about something, and you're like, I'm not calling her a monkey. I'm just saying I would prefer a monkey as a vice president.
Bedtime for Bonzo,
Bro, I was laughing.
People were saying that about Reagan too,
I know, I was laughing. But the good thing is she ain't even black, bro.
No,
she claims to be black. What is she? She's like
50% Puerto Rican or something,
and then Indian, right? Like from India. Her dad is like from India or half Indian or something like that, because she claimed to be India through her schooling.
But yeah, she can self-identify as a black person.
You can self-identify as a black person all you want. You ain't black.
Self-identify as a woman or a man or a chimpanzee or whatever you want to, I suppose.
Wait, who said that before? Oh, Joe Biden did. That's right. That's right. So see, I can say that doesn't make me a racist.
Yeah.
Because he said it, and they say he's not a racist. So I'm just quoting exactly.
Well, there's a difference, though.
No, he's white. I'm brown. I can say it.
He's a Democrat, and you're a conservative.
Yeah.
So conservatives aren't allowed to say anything. Conservatives there's a difference in so they will throw people in prison without any due process if they attended a rally on January 6th.
Oh yeah.
They'll keep them in jail for years and years. But if you're a Democrat, then you can go and occupy a senator's office in the Capitol.
I saw that.
You can occupy it.
Yeah, they're not arrested.
They're not arrested. They're heroes.
Yeah, who'd they go in there to?
Was it Mitch's?
Was it Mitch? Was it Mitch's?
Or it was one of the high end.
Yeah, it's one of them.
One of them. I don't care. They're practically Democrats anyway.
So. Yeah, might as well have been. What do you think of Trump's mugshot?
Oh,
gangsta!
I took Trump's mugshot, and I put him on a Batman body, and then I took Vivek's head and put him on Robin's body, and I sat him in front of the White House, and then back behind them is the. Let me see if I can find that. That would be funny to show you. Anyway, I put him in front of the White House with the eye of Sauron over the White House, and it was perfect as Batman. I'll find it and show it to you. Maybe
no, that's fine. What I want to press on that, dude, you should see how many black people there were supporting Trump. Because you want to know why? Okay, so one of my friends who is from Georgia, a dude that I serve with, he lives here in Dallas now. He's actually he used to live right next to Fulton County. Uh-huh. And he was stating that even when they were young back then, 20 years ago, that the same people that are in office now, what they would do is just find charges to charge the black people with down there just to get their mugshot. That way they have it on file, like just to have it, and then they would release him. And I was like, bro, are you serious? And he was telling me, he was like, yeah, I'm not going to say his name. He don't want me to say his name, but he was telling me that he was like, yeah, man. He goes, you know, I lived on the county next to, or the city next to it, and that they would just gather people for no reason, like the cops and everybody, and they would speculate that they were doing something as a group, take them in, fingerprint them, take their mugshot, and then release them after 24 hours. And I said, why would they do this though? He goes, so that way they have everybody in the system. And I said, bro, you have got to be kidding me with like that. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
And then whenever you saw the protesters outside of Fulton County, there was this guy, I can't say the N word on there, but he had it for Trump. Like he was wearing a white shirt and he had the N word.
N for Trump.
N for Trump. I was like, bro. And so they asked him, they said, you know, what's going on? Why are you wearing this shirt? He said the exact same thing my buddy told me. Mm-hmm. He said, oh, this place here, they go and they do all this stuff. And we know how Fulton County is with doing this to black people. He goes, now Trump is one of us. He goes, because they did it to him, in which they did.
Yeah.
They indicted him for bullcrap charges for nothing, just to go in there to have his mugshot. Just to have his mugshot for no reason. And I'll tell you what, y'all just made him famous. Y'all just stamped the win on there. Like, y'all are idiots, bro. You guys tried.
Well, they're gonna sue to try and get him off the ballots or off the so people can't vote for him.
Well, either way, they're trying to keep up with the culture and how the culture does things, right? Like they like memeing it kind of, and that's what they were trying to do. Is they were trying to get something so that they could use it as, you know, either memeing it. But Democrats cannot culture meme for nothing. I mean, I look at their memes and they're just stupid. I'm like, dude, that is the most stupid thing ever. And Trump's memes, where throwing that football, did you see that one? And Biden
hitting Biden on the stairs.
Yeah, man. I'm like, dude, whoever's memeing for Trump, bro, god dang, you deserve a freaking raise, man. That was so funny.
The one thing I'm afraid of with Trump, the Democrats cannot afford to let him get in the White House because he's going to come after him full force. So they're going to go after him with any means necessary. And, you know, the Tucker Carlson Trump interview, they talked about Trump's life being in danger. They want to kill him. Here's my prediction. If they do manage to do something like that, I think Donald Jr. is going to step in and run in his father's place to get revenge for... But I would think that.
So I was talking to this lawyer, and I was asking about that. Like, can they do something like that? He says that illegally, yes. He said the only way to get him off the ballot, because he hasn't been convicted of these charges. So in order for them to do that, they have to fake a conviction. And he says the only way to do that is by a judge signing the actual so it's like, how are they going to do this?
But they haven't done it. They're doing all kinds of things that are illegal. I mean, look at the
oh, for sure, I know that.
The mayor of Albuquerque, or the governor of New Mexico, I guess, making it illegal to carry guns in Albuquerque when she can't. But she did it anyway.
Who?
The governor of New Mexico made it illegal to carry guns, whether it's concealed or not, in Albuquerque. Now, the DA in Albuquerque won't enforce the law. He's come out and said he won't enforce it. But, you know, it's unconstitutional, and it's against what the Supreme Court has already done.
Yeah.
She did it. It's illegal, what she did. But half the stuff that Biden, 3/4, no, that's not even fair. 99% of what Biden does is illegal, you know.
No kidding.
They don't care about the law. They don't care about what the Supreme Court says. They don't care about the Constitution.
Because he's stupid.
Yeah, there is that. So, you know what, the one good thing I see coming out from the impeachment inquiry, the only thing that I see coming out of that is that the news media will have to cover all the stuff that they're not covering now that Biden did. The trading influence,
they won't cover it. Yeah. They won't cover it.
They'll have to.
They'll find something.
They've got Biden on tape saying, well, I told Ukraine that if they didn't fire the prosecutor that was going after Burisma and my son, that he wouldn't get the $1 billion. And well, but
SOB.
SOB. They did. They fired him.
Yeah,
they've got him on tape in front of a group of people saying that.
But other people are still just going about their days, and that's goes back to I said the idiots that voted for. But you know what? Half the people that did vote for him actually are coming around now and saying, "Okay, we see what everyone was talking about now." Mm-hmm. And I personally have like 6 or 7 friends that because they were in the Marines and they have integrity. They'll say, "Hey, I fucked up and I voted for the wrong person and I did it because of XYZ. But this time around, I'm voting for Trump." Like, you have those type of people that are coming around that are, can understand that. But then you have other type of people that they won't admit to it because they think it's shame. It's like, no, it's not shame. It's shameful that you can't sit there and say, I accidentally did something and not take accountability for it and say, hey, this next time I'm going to make it better. They don't do that.
Yeah. Well, here's a PSA for everybody. If you want to know the truth, don't watch the news. Every news channel, including Fox News, believe it or not, CNN, it doesn't matter, Fox News,
all
whatever,
of them.
They're all liars. You can get some truth on Fox News, but picking out what's true and what's not, So do yourself a favor, listen to podcasts, listen to foreign news, listen to just something else. You can find anything you need to on the internet. You can find the truth if you look for it. Don't let somebody else feed you a bunch of garbage. So that's my PSA. Stop listening to the news.
Yeah. Hence, like you said, Fox, why do you think they got rid of Tucker?
Yeah.
Because he was putting too much out there, and they were like, hey, whoa, slow down a little bit.
And that was also the agreement they made with the Dominion voting machine system. When they got sued by Dominion,
mm-hmm.
One of the terms of the settlement was that they get rid of Tucker.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Because he put too much information out there on them.
Yeah. Well, he would tell the truth. So now you can find Tucker on X. And
formerly Twitter.
Yeah,
well, it's still Twitter, but it's just it's still Twitter.
It's not called Twitter anymore. It's X.
It's still Twitter.com.
Yeah. But it's the social media formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's doing some crazy stuff with that now. I didn't think he was gonna switch it up like that, but
it's his money.
It's his money, his platform. I just hope he brings some good stuff to it. Like I think he'll bring some good stuff.
So, what's your thought on Hunter and the
man? That dude needs to just go crawl in a damn hole and go back to doing all of his stuff and just go away. And then look, Biden claims he taught political theory at the University of Pennsylvania. That dude is such a liar, bro.
But this indictment, I'm thinking this is something like going after Al Capone for tax evasion because they couldn't get him on other stuff. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like that, but it's even worse because the reason they're going after him on the gun charges or saying they're going after him, it's going to end up falling to the side. But right now, it's two things. They can go after him without implicating his father on the gun charges. Anything else they go after him for would implicate Joe Sr. Joe. He's not a senior. Well, he is a senior now.
Well, Joe's robotic ass is going to have to make two choices. Either one, he's going to go down for his son, which I highly doubt. Or two, he's going to tell Hunter, you just got to take the fall because I'm not. And I think
he takes falls all the time. He falls up the stairs.
Falling
falls
up.
off the bike. But
man, that was so funny.
They can go after Hunter for the gun charges without implicating Joe. Mm-hmm. If they go after him for most of the stuff on the laptop, that implicates Joe.
That implicates him bad and big time.
The other thing is it's a distraction from It's kind of like throwing us a bone. Okay, here, we'll go after Hunter, and you guys can be happy now. Just watch this. It's not real.
No.
It's
telling you right now. That's not getting old, man.
Yeah, it's a real charge, and it's a felony, and but they've already tried to pardon him or give him a plea deal that got him out of anything he'd ever done and would do in the future. They've already tried to do that.
Yeah.
And they'll find another way, and Daddy will pardon him if anything happens. But yeah, I don't think Biden is going to go down for anything. I think, well, he might stroke out first, and I don't know. I don't know if he's
see what you did there. Not strikeout, stroke out. Yeah, stroke out.
He's such a liar. Do you know he was at ground zero when the planes flew into the World Trade Center?
No way he said that.
He said that, yeah.
Boy, I gotta look this up. Wait, no way Biden said that.
Do you remember when they used to call Ronald Reagan the Gipper? Have you heard that?
Man, I was barely being born at that time.
So that was one of Ronald Reagan's nicknames was the Gipper. I think Biden's nickname is going to be the Gaffer. He's just full of gaffes. So I shouldn't bring up the old stuff because probably most of the audience is in your age range instead of mine, and they're
millennials.
What?
Yeah, Reagan, huh? Reagan? What? Reagan? I think I was being born when Reagan was president. He got out at 88?
Yeah, he got in office in 80, stayed in for 8 years.
Yeah. When did he get into office? 82?
80.
Oh, in 80?
Yeah.
Was it 80? Okay, yeah, I wasn't even born yet.
My sister was the first president I was old enough to vote for.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I was born in 85.
Yeah, I grew up conservative. You know how they say if you're not a liberal when you're young and a conservative when you're old, something. Anyway, I was never a liberal.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up a lot, pretty much just like in the middle. So my dad was very liberal, very Democrat. My mom, she grew up, of course, with her, so my dad's family, they were already here, and they came from Tennessee to Lubbock, their tribe. And my mom's side of the family, they migrated. Mm-hmm. Right. So my mom, when her family got here, my mom was born, they were very conservative because they knew the value of the American dream. Whereas my dad was very liberal because he was born here and he never had to really do anything. Mm-hmm. So, of course, back then, the Democrats did like this stuff for the Native Americans and blah, blah. So my dad grew up like that, voting Democrat. My mom grew up voting Republican conservative. How they met and got on opposites attract, I guess.
Yeah. But even back then, a Democrat would have to be a Republican now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, my dad would be a Republican today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the values.
Yeah. So me growing up, being the millennial, being old enough to know, like, president getting his dick sucked. Well, dang, I don't like Democrat. And we figured that out. Then you have the Republican president going to war, falsifying. Everyone knows 9/11 was an inside job. It's not even like a thing anymore. Mm-hmm. There's just too much knowledge and evidence about ain't no way a plane drops an entire building from the top down. There's no way.
Architecturally speaking, yes, that's the way the buildings are designed. I studied architecture in college.
But not what the designer said how it was designed.
Well, all the skyscrapers are designed to collapse on it because at some point in the future, they're going to have to be demolished.
Yeah.
And so they're designed to collapse floor by floor on top of each other.
Right. If there's explosives. So that's not.
Well,
it's controlled demolitions.
Controlled demolitions too, but if you in a controlled demolition, it wouldn't have destroyed all the other buildings around.
But I don't get the concept of you have this much of the building with all the metal, titanium, steel, this much, and then you're telling me this much collapses the entire thing. Like the physics doesn't make sense.
Have you ever seen the little balls hanging on the strings on the and you pull one ball out and let it go?
Oh yeah, it goes like this. Yeah.
All right. The force from here goes through to there. So the force of the floor coming down multiplies each time, because all of a sudden you've got two floors coming down.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Each one coming down goes down faster than the one above.
Okay.
And so that's physics.
So,
but there's other things besides that point to it being an inside job or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not one.
Well, this is also confirmed. How hot does jet fuel burn?
That's another thing.
1,200 degrees.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. That's a misconception.
Really?
Okay. It's not. All right. Metal doesn't burn at that temperature.
No,
however,
metal melts.
Well, it gets soft. Which, if you ever watch Forged in Fire,
I mean, it gets
if you ever watch Forged in Fire,
they
put it in the forge and they heat it up so it's malleable.
True.
They can spread it out.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to burn. It doesn't have to melt all the way. It just has to get soft enough
to bring it down. Okay.
So there's other things. There's other things that are better proof than the way the buildings came down. I do think the planes brought it down, but the fact that these people came into the United States and were trained to do what they did.
Yeah, that's
kind of interesting.
That's very true too. Okay.
So you get somebody like Lee Harvey Oswald and you train him to be a sniper and you put him up there, then he's the scapegoat. You get the terrorists and bring them in and you train them and you give them access and you teach them how to get on the plane. Then they're the scapegoats. They're the ones that did it.
Okay. So, well, back to my point, we had that president, and we grew up with that during our teenage years.
I bet you I get comments with people disagreeing with me on
that's going to be a hell of a... that's probably 50-50. Because, I mean, there's just so much stuff, with all the debris moved. Next thing you know, you see, like, the beams are sliced in half. Did you see those photos? The beams were cut. The metal beams were cut to the sideways like this.
No, I didn't see those photos, but I did go through the museum.
So there was that, and then there was some more photos of like molten lava, as to show that one of the scientists was saying like there's no way there could have been lava there unless there was around 23 to 3,000 degrees burning. Because he was saying the titanium or the steel that the buildings were made out of, that's why I was saying like it melted. But jet fuel burns at 1,200 or 1,400, and to melt the beams they had to be 25 to 3,000, almost like he was saying like the heat of the sun. So when they moved all the debris, they found the beams were melted.
Do you know that's not the first time that a terrorist tried to bring down the towers? Right?
Oh no, I know it wasn't.
They set off a van explosion in the basement.
Yeah. I read about that. I think I was too young for that, but
yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I think, but I did
several years before 9/11.
I was too young for that.
Anyway,
but yeah, so we grew up with that. So we really weren't like Democrat nor Republican, and a lot of people my age, 35 to 39, 40, we're kind of like just right there in the middle of like, we hate both parties, and we're more mind thinkers as far as like, okay, we think conservative, but we also have kind of liberal views, right? Like me, I'm 90% thought conservative, but I'm 10% on some liberal views. Like, I'm talking probably like this many.
Well, I call myself a Republican for the same.
Even something like that. Yeah.
So I'm fiscally conservative and I'm socially libertarian.
Yeah.
Minus the abortion and stuff.
Yeah. That's where my 10%.
Maybe I'm fiscally libertarian and conservatively social.
Something like that. Yeah, but anyway, that's kind of the same mindset. I
myself a Republican. You notice. Whenever I say anything, I talk about conservative and not Republican, because half the Republican Party or half the Republicans in power should be Democrats.
They should be, and
we're losing one. Mitt Romney, bye-bye. Good to see you. I'm
Oh,
glad
he's
you're
leaving?
gone.
He's
Yeah, he's
leaving?
not running for re-election.
Thank God, man. That fool. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that guy.
Him, John McCain, Lindsey Graham, they were all rhinos. Chris Christie, they're not real Republicans.
Oh, no. Did you see Mitch McConnell's like zoned out? Did you see that?
Yeah,
man?
he's
What's
done
up
that,
with that?
3 times now?
Yeah, he just sits
kind
there
of
like
froze.
he's just la la.
This
man,
is the
just,
problem with having
like,
80-plus-year-olds that are never going to retire.
They need to get out. And then Nancy Pelosi was thinking of running again this coming up year.
Yeah.
Bro, get these dinosaurs out, man. Like, how do they win? Oh, that's right. They cheat. Because I know they don't get voted in. I know that for a fact. These motherfuckers don't get voted in.
You saw Weekend at Bernie's, right? I think half
man.
these people are being
Carried, bro.
Around,
they're being carried by the part. Like,
they have them on marionette strings, and then they use a green screen to get rid of it all and make it look like they're walking around and talking.
Oh my God. There was this guy on TikTok, man. He was talking about robots and how Biden looks like he walks like and it kind of looks like it. Mm-hmm. Dude, like when Biden walks, have you really seen how he walks?
He shuffles now. He's kind of
he walks like a robot. Okay, so he showed this robot walking, this full human robot walking, dead serious, real. It was in this technology lab, and he was walking like that. Mm-hmm. Then the screen shifts over, and Biden is walking next to this robot in split screen. Bro, it is the same thing.
Yeah.
The same one. And I'm like, oh my God. And you know what's really messed up is it's so funny. Stuff that you don't want to believe is true because you're like, there is no way where that. Yeah. Sometimes, man. Well, sometimes
stuff you don't want to believe is true. Like our former President Obama. All the conspiracy theories that he was gay, and I'm going, he's not really. Now Tucker Carlson interviewed a guy that
I saw that
that Obama propositioned, I guess. I don't know that they actually did anything.
Happy place.
Yeah. So
not only that, but now him and Michelle are split. They saw Michelle on her own.
Michael, you mean?
Oh yeah, Michael.
Yeah, I didn't want to believe that conspiracy theory either, but I'm starting to think maybe.
And did you see that little black girl that comes out now, and she was saying like she was raped by Obama and Michelle, and that Michelle is a man? Because I
didn't see that.
Yeah, that's a sad story, man. Yeah, she comes out on the. She was on this one news channel where she was saying that she got sold to Biden and Obama and Michelle. And I was just like, bro, what? I don't know. Maybe she was doing it for attention. I don't know. But that's what was on the news. It was on the news.
I think one of the reasons that there's so many pedophiles in Congress and the Senate and the White House and all that, I think one of the reasons is that it's still considered to be shameful. And so the people that put them in say, you're going to do what we say, or we're going to release the fact that you're a pedophile. We're going to release the proof. True. I think that's what Jeffrey Epstein's island was all about, was getting all this proof so that they could control all these powerful people.
Maybe that, or did you see Jeffree Star, how much trash he has on people? He has the tea.
Jeffree Star.
Yeah, so he's like that conservative gay guy. Well, the conservative trans. He's trans, but he
that guy.
Yeah, okay. And he he doesn't mind being called he. He's like, you want to call me he? He goes, yeah. He goes, yes, I got a dick. So what? He's like, I just identify as a woman. Like, I wear makeup, this. He's like, I just like being, as a woman. And I was like, bro, okay, that's cool.
Actually one of the prettier ones. It looks a little bit less like a man than a lot of other ones.
For sure. So anyways, man, he was talking on this podcast and he was saying all these things. And the host was like, bro, who is that? He goes, oh, never mind. He goes, you don't have to answer. He goes, what? No, answer it. He said it was that one gay guy. What's his name? Oh, my wife told me.
Milo?
No, not Milo. It was the other one. He has really short hair. Hold on. Man, now I'm going to...
I don't know who you're talking about.
Man. I have his name right on the tip of my tongue too, man. His name. Okay, so Jeffree Star was being interviewed. He's the conservative trans, and he was Jamal Charles. Is it
I don't know him.
Jamal Charles?
I don't know him. Okay.
Hold on. I think. No, not Jamal Charles. Something Charles. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. Oh my God.
It's funny how many gay people and even trans people don't associate themselves with the LGBTQ.
James Charles.
James Charles.
This guy.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with him.
Yeah. So Jeffree Star was saying he was the one that he taught these stories of like pedophilia, and he was doing. And then he was like, "Oh, you don't have to say his name." He's like, "Oh, I'll say his name. I don't care. It's James Charles." Right at the podcast, I was like, "Oh snap!" I was like, "Yo, that dude just ousted that guy, bro." I was like, "Oh my God!" But he was saying some tea, bro. I mean, you were sipping tea on that podcast.
Wow.
I mean, it was crazy. My wife was telling me about it. I was like, "No way." So I went and I looked it up, and I just watched that entire podcast. I was like, "Man, this guy is spilling beans." And he told me he was on that podcast. He was like, I got dirt on NFL players. He goes, I got dirt on all these major actors. And
you have to put a link to that podcast. I want to see.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And they was like, "Bro, what kind of dirt do you have?" He goes, "Oh, I got pictures. I got video." He goes, "All your NFL players that y'all think are masculine." He was like, He goes, "I put them in the room." He goes, "Man, they become my slave." I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "Yo, there ain't no way." He was talking about like some of the quarterbacks that are married. He was saying, and they asked him, they were like, "Do you get more white guys or black guys?" He goes, "Oh, I get more black guys." He goes, "They come to me." I was like, "What?"
Well, there's been a lot of shocking stuff over the years.
Man.
Way back when I was just a kid, one of the big heartthrob actors in Hollywood was Rock Hudson. He was a manly man, and then came out that he was gay later on, and
oh really? I didn't know.
Broke a lot of hearts.
Did it really?
Oh yeah. Jim Nabors, Gomer Pyle.
In Full Metal Jacket?
No, Gomer Pyle was a TV show. He was a Marine. He was a Marine.
I'm thinking of Full Metal Jacket, Gomer Pyle.
Well, he was a character.
Yeah, but in Full Metal Jacket, they called him. Well, his name was something Lawrence, and he goes, "You're Gomer Pyle." So that's where that came from. Oh man,
he was. It was.
You're really showing your age here.
It was a spinoff of Mayberry RFD.
I'm showing how young I am too, man.
The Andy Griffith Show.
Oh wow, yeah, that's way back in the day.
So the Andy Griffith Show spun off Gomer Pyle. He was one of the characters.
Oh, okay.
And Gomer Pyle was a Marine going through boot camp.
Yeah, okay. That's Full Metal Jacket. Yeah,
and so it was a very popular show. It was every bit as popular as the Andy Griffith Show, and turned out later on he was gay. So.
Oh wow. I was thinking of the actor for Gomer Pyle in
Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket. He plays. Have you seen Daredevil, the Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He plays Kingpin.
Oh, okay.
That's the guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's Gomer Pyle in Full Metal Jacket.
Who was also the guy in MIB that was wearing the.
In Men in Black.
Yeah, he was in Men in Black. He was the bug monster that had put on the skin suit.
Oh, really? That was him, right? Yeah.
He disguised himself in the skin of that
as the bug. Yeah, that was him. Yeah.
He's done a lot of great characters.
He does, man. That dude is an excellent actor. Mm-hmm. Very talented.
Very versatile.
Speaking of, last segment we need to do here, Deadpool news.
Okay, we have to do the Photoshop news too. So
Photoshop.
Deadpool
Okay, yeah. We'll do Photoshop right after this. Apparently, there's going to be a lot of variant Wolverines going to be in here. So, everyone was speculating like Daniel Radcliffe was going to be the new MCU Wolverine.
Oh, I hope not.
And, well, I mean, he kind of has the features. Like, they did an art of him as Wolverine, didn't look too bad. Now, if he buffs up,
he's Harry Potter.
I know. That's a lot of people can't get over. But also now it seems to me like Deadpool 2 is going to take place before Loki season 2, but Loki season 2 is about to come out at the end of this month. Is it this month? Yeah, I think it's this month, right? It's going to start at the end of this month. And I don't know how they're going to spin that, but I know one of the writers was saying by the end of Deadpool 3, we are going to know who the MCU Wolverine will be moving forward. So I think
passing the torch.
I think this is what they're going to do. It's been confirmed that Hugh Jackman will be the Wolverine all the way up to Secret Wars, which is the next 4 years.
He was so great.
Very good. Now,
but I hope they get a short one this time.
That's why they chose Daniel Radcliffe. He's 5'8". He's 5'8". Wolverine's 5'7". So what they think they're going to do, what I think they're going to do is they're going to have these actors as variants of Wolverine so they can kind of see how the audience reacts to each Wolverine.
So kind of like they did with all the different Batman characters in the last Flash movie. So all the various ones from all
right, they're going to see
Marvel's taking cues from DC here.
Yeah, they're going to see I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to have
see, I like doing it that way. That's the way Doctor Who changes doctors, you know? I kind of like just passing the
so they're going to have the guy from Doom play one of the Wolverines. He's confirmed. The main character
from Doom.
Doom, yeah. I got his name.
Dune. I thought you said Doom. I was saying Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
No.
Doom was not that great a movie.
Nah, it wasn't. Carl Urban.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, he was.
Tell me he don't look like Wolverine, bro.
Yeah. He was Bones in the Star Trek movies.
Yeah. So I think they're going to have him as a variant of Wolverine. I think they're going to have Daniel. Yeah, I think they're going to have Daniel Radcliffe because he was caught on the Deadpool set in a little hoodie. He was caught on the Deadpool set.
He's been in such weird movies.
Yeah. And then they're going to have. I think they're going to have 2 other variants of Wolverine, and then Hugh Jackman is going to play confirmed 3 variants of Wolverine. So he's going to play the old X-Men Wolverine, right? But I don't know if you remember X-Men Last Stand. Do you remember? I know this is going to be in there, has to be. When Magneto pulls Wolverine and he goes, "You never learn," and he has him like that. But that Wolverine variant says, "Actually, yes, I do." And then Beast comes and stabs Magneto with the cure. Do you remember that?
No, I do remember Magneto pulled all the adamantium out of Wolverine.
That's what I think is going to happen to this Wolverine in this universe. Because remember, there's 2 different. In one universe, they win, which is the X-Men The Last Stand, they win. Okay. In the universe that Deadpool and this Wolverine are going to, they lose. And Magneto takes over the world.
Okay.
Right? So I think in that one, Magneto's going to pull all, because they said it's going to be a bloodbath of Wolverine. That's what the director said. The director said, "Get ready." He goes, because it is going to be a bloodbath of Wolverine.
Well, I know in the comic books that didn't kill Wolverine.
No, but it pulled all the it didn't kill him, but just to see that happen in the the comics,
it was gruesome.
Yeah, he pulls his entire skeleton out. And Wolverine regenerates his skeleton and stuff like that and lives,
and then his claws were bones at that point instead of blades.
Yeah. So I think that's going to happen. And then the other variant of Wolverine he's going to play is Logan. He's replaying Logan.
Okay.
And then the other variant he's going to play is, of course, the one that we saw the photos of. Now that,
I wonder if they're going to bring Patrick Stewart back in.
Yeah, they are. He's already confirmed. Now,
that's cool.
That Wolverine that we see in the yellow suit, I don't think yet anyone knows where that Wolverine is from, what world he's from. I'm thinking he's from the 818, because the MCU is 616. I think that Wolverine is from the 818, which is from the Magneto world that he conquered and Wolverine left. And then they go to, I think that is that Wolverine.
Okay.
And that's the one that Deadpool pulls in and says, I need your help to do all this. And I think he's the one that helps them. And now they're having the Fantastic Four be the new Illuminati. And they have to go and destroy the Illuminati of...
I really liked the actor that they used for the last Mr. Fantastic and the Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah.
I forget his name, but he was on...
he's on the Prime one, right? That Prime video. What's his name?
He was on The Office, which I never watched.
Yeah. That's funny, dude.
And then he was also Jack Ryan. He did a great job.
Yeah, Jack Ryan. Yeah, the Prime.
But I can't think of his name.
Hold on. I got it right here.
I hope they keep him as Mr. Fantastic.
No, they're not.
Darn. I like him.
Yeah. Hey, Google. What actor played Mr. Fantastic in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness?
Mr. Fantastic was played by John Krasinski.
John Krasinski.
Yeah. Now, that's
his name.
Everybody's Google device is going to go off.
Oh, that's going to be
sorry.
fun. Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't even thinking about that, bro. That's going to be hilarious. I was going to be like, what the hell going on? Why is my Google...
now we'll have to get the Alexa people, right?
Yeah. All we got to do is, hey, Alexa.
Yeah. You're mean.
That's going to be funny. But anyways, I'm so excited.
Did you see, by the way, speaking of movies and... on DC side, they released the preview for the new Aquaman.
Bro, don't get me started. That's for next time. Don't get me started on that
I
trash.
thought it looked good.
Trash.
I thought it looked
straight
good.
trash. Yeah. Straight. I mean,
I like Jason Momoa.
No, I love Jason Momoa. That's like my second man crush. Ryan Reynolds is top, and then Jason Momoa is number 2. Number 3, I would have to probably say Hugh Jackman. And then my number 4,
My wife's is Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, yeah. My number 4, I would have to say, man, that's tough. It's a toss-up. I don't want to discuss number 4. It's a toss-up. But yeah, number 1, 2, I'll give you top 3. That's top 3. Ryan Reynolds, Jason Momoa, and then, who did I say number 3? Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. There you go. My mind's gone right now.
That's all right.
Anyways, so the AI for Photoshop stuff. You were talking to me about that before the podcast.
In the last day or two, I don't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, Adobe released the 2024 version of Photoshop. And big news, but not so big news because it's all been in the beta already.
Yeah.
The generative fill, the generative expand, all that has been in the beta if you wanted to use it, and it's really cool, and I use it. And I went on Firefly to generate some Halloween monsters, and it gave me sort of the down to the just the bust view. And so I took that into Photoshop and I used the generative AI to build the bodies, and you can maybe put 1 or 2 of them in the video to show what I'm talking about.
You sent it in an email, right?
Yeah,
I got it.
So we can show them to you. But anyhow, that's all going to be built. That's all built into the released version. It's all authorized. Now there's some bad news about that. Anything that you generate with a generative AI in Photoshop is limited to 124 by 124 pixels. And so if you have a high resolution photo, you have to generate a little bit of time if you want to get something that matches the rest of the photo.
Oh man, that sucks.
Okay. But hopefully they'll fix that. Now, the other bad thing is the news that came out with that is that they're going to give you credits for using the generative AI. So if you're a photographer and you just bought Photoshop, you get like 100 credits. If you buy the whole, if you get the whole suite, the whole Adobe suite, and you're a subscriber, you get 1,000 credits.
Oh, I got 1,000.
That means once you use all those credits in a month, then you have to pay them more money.
Man, they just scamming people. Why don't you just
So,
give
it's just
subscribers
like-
over for free, bro?
Well, it's not free because you're paying for it.
Well, I'm saying
And then
like free,
they want to.
free credits to do all that because we're already paying for it. Now they're like, oh, now pay more?
It's like playing a computer game and then paying. You pay for a computer game, and then if you want this particular weapon or that particular outfit, you have to pay more money. So it's the same sort of a BS kind of a idea. I don't like that, but I do like the generative fill, and you can do some cool things with it. Like I was saying, the Halloween monsters that I was trying to do for a customer. I built the bodies in Photoshop and it's very cool. And you can tell they looked good.
Yeah, no, I thought they were. I thought they were like Mid-Journeyed or something.
No,
they looked really good. I didn't know they did that for Firefly.
Now, since I was using the beta version of Firefly, there's a big logo in the.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
you're not supposed to use it commercially, but then if you keep on building it out in Photoshop, you're changing the image. So
yeah,
I guess so. I use a generative fill to get rid of the little watermark first, and then I built the body. And I didn't do it all at once. I tried doing it all at once, and it did some really funky, weird things. And so I would do it a little bit at a time. And here's a little further down, then a little further down, then a little further down, and it turned out really well. So
I'm gonna have to try that. I'm still waiting for them to do a lot of AI stuff in Premiere Pro, man. But they're getting there with some stuff. Just like the transcribe thing or whatever. Like they're getting there, but. I'm just waiting that they're doing so much.
That's what Firefly was all about, though, was all the AI that they wanted to incorporate in the different programs.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was on Firefly that could be used in Premiere.
They had a bunch of stuff. I saw some stuff on TikTok. This guy that I follow, he was showing all the Premiere stuff, but I think he has like early access to all of it because
you can download the beta.
In Premiere Beta?
Yeah, the Premiere Beta. You can get it.
Okay, well then that's probably what I'm going to download then.
You can get the Premiere. You can get the After Effects. You can get Illustrator. You can get on the beta program for most of the big programs that Adobe has.
I'm going to try that.
All you have to do is click the button and download it, and then you're on the beta program.
I'm going to try that.
See, I was beta years ago when not everybody could be in. It was really cool because I got all my Adobe stuff for free, and I got it 6 months before anybody else did. Now everybody gets it, so and they have to pay for it.
Man, well, I'm definitely gonna have to try that, man. That's a really good way to end the podcast. Some AI stuff. That's good
latest
stuff.
AI news.